frustrating is this one? Start the season knowing the expectations coming in, and the crowd finally being in the stands to watch this team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not what we hope for, what we strive for, how we wanted to start the season. But that's why we're playing 17 of them. We're not expecting to win them all. We go into each game expecting to win, but we understand that it's a long season. A lot to learn from this tape. Obviously, starting with me, just early on, just being maybe a little too aggressive instead of just finding some easier things and easier throws. But hats off. That's a really good team. They had a really good plan today, and they came out and they played good.
Josh, do you feel like you were pressing at any time, and in particular as the game went on and maybe things were not going the way you wanted them to offensively? Did you feel like you started pressing maybe even more at that time?
I don't think so. Certain situations in the game, you gotta figure out how to get something going. We didn't have everything today, and again, just early on, just finding some things and missing Emmanuel on the deep throw. Obviously, that's one I want back. When a defense like this gives you that type of opportunity, you got to execute and make those plays happen. I didn't. We didn't. It is what it is. But again, it's a good tape to learn from, and it's never as good, never as bad as you think on tape. So, we got some work to do. We know that, and we're looking forward to this next week and getting out there on Sunday.
Josh, can you take us inside?
Say that you never seemed to get into a comfortable rhythm today. I mean, the offense in general, but you in particular, just never seemed like you were really comfortable and in that rhythm you showed a lot last year.
Yeah. Whether it be, just first game nerves or jitters or feeling stuff at my feet. But again, I gotta play better. I gotta be better. I know that. And again, like I said, we're gonna learn from this, and we're not gonna panic. It's 16 games left, and we know what we need to do. And again, we're gonna look at the film and work and strive to get better.
Josh, can you kind of take us inside the second fourth down play in particular, kind of the design of it and the execution or lack thereof there?
Yeah. Obviously, that's a play that we've kind of had in our back pocket, and coach calls the play, and we go out there and run it. And guy made a good play. And I don't know what else to tell you. He made a good play.
Were they doing something you weren't expecting out there? They didn't blitz as much as they did last year. Particularly, was there anything they did to really limit your ability to move around?
I don't think so. I think we expected this type of game and this type of game plan from them. But again, early on, just trying to take some of the stuff that they were given instead of forcing some things down the field, I think would have helped out a little bit. But make no mistake, they get paid on that side too, and they got some really good players over there, and they made some plays today. But we got to go out there and execute how we know we can, and that's one of the things about football. That's why you play the game. But again, we'll be better in that aspect, and I'll be better in that aspect going forward.
A good portion of the time. Was the space constricted in any way to limit you in any way, did you feel, or were you still able to kind of do what you usually do?
It was for the most part. I was talking to some of the wideouts in there, and there weren't many times that we got many one-on-ones. There was always someone playing hard leverage one way and then somebody waiting for us on the other side. So they definitely had a good scheme, and they made it tough, but we got to be better, and we got to make more plays.
The defense made a couple of big stops down by the goal line today, forcing some short field goals to keep you guys in the lead. Thoughts on the way that they performed on that side of the ball today?
They played great. If you look at the game, it's 3 phases, and I think on their phase they won. I can't say the same about the other 2 phases. So there's some stuff to clean up. But again, them being able to kind of bow their backs there, especially like a bend no break type mentality when it gets down to the red zone and force field goals instead of 6 and 7 there. They played well. And again, they made a couple more plays than we did, and we expected this type of game from this type of team. It's a very well coached team. It's gonna be one of the better teams we play all year, to be honest. But as we move forward, got to find ways to go out there and execute and get the ball to playmakers.
I know you guys are at home, but what was the adjustment like playing in front of the capacity crowd here in the stadium?
No adjustment really. Obviously, home crowd, so offense they're not really talking too much, but I wish we could have put on a better show for the fans, and obviously that's not how they wanted it, nor us. So hopefully that next game we'll be able to go out there and give them something they like.
Josh, you mentioned the one through to Emmanuel in the first half. It seemed like another one in the second half, almost in a similar spot where maybe he had a step. Was there an issue of maybe just not being quite on the same page with him? I know he missed some time in practice with an injury, or was that just, maybe just a misplay?
Just misplay. I got to trust my guys and got to put the ball where they can make a play, and I didn't on that first one. And that's something I'm going to think about. And like I said, when defenses give you those types of opportunities, you gotta hit them.
Question for both guys. This team in recent years has seemed to be able to bounce back from emotional losses. What is it that you guys are drawn as a common thread over that time about bouncing back?
There's no loss of confidence at all. Part of it was a good job for them, but we know we didn't play our best offensively. We got to be a lot better than that. So, we know what we have with this group. So, there's not going to be any drop in confidence. We're still going to go out there, trying to score 40 every game. We feel like we can accomplish that if we do it how we do.
Defensively, what did you see different this year than you saw last year? What did you see anything different?
Oh yeah, like someone alluded to earlier, they didn't pressure as much. They use their front four, and they got a really good front four. They got some depth there too that can make some plays and get after the quarterback a little bit. But like I said early on, just being smarter with the ball and finding completions and forcing them to maybe get tired and just doing it a different way. We didn't come out and play how we wanted to. And like I said, we'll watch this tape and we'll learn from it. There's gonna be a lot of good things to learn from.
Josh, acknowledging that, in terms of what you said early on, giving the Steelers credit for what they bring to the table, but looking at a lot of the factors, whether it be the fourth down plays or the gap on special teams there, is it fair to say you guys did a lot to beat yourselves?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. And you can't expect to beat a good football team when, like you said, beating yourself. It's not going to work out very well. But again, they had a good plan. They executed well. Yeah.
Josh, part of that would be beating yourselves would be penalties. The offensive line, I think there were 5 or 6 holdings. What did you feel like in terms of the pressure that you were facing on a consistent basis?
Like I said, finding completions early on, quick ones, trying to help myself out there and help the line and try to get these guys hands down and maybe tired. And it's something I didn't do. And that's, like I said, when you're facing a good team like this, you can't give them opportunities to go and pin their ears back and go get the quarterback in 3rd and long situations. And I think we did that too many times tonight. So again, we'll learn from it.
You ran an awful lot of second and tens. Do you think this team still needs to find a more consistent running game to get you better second down situations?
I think Motor had 11 for 70 something, or I think he ran the ball well. I think as a team we ran the ball well. There's some plays here or there that obviously we want back. A couple misreads by me in some RPO situations, and ultimately I can help the run game. And it's something we'll look at and try to implement as we go forward.
Cole, Emmanuel had a big game tonight. What does he bring to the offense after you see it on the field out here in real live game action?
Well, he brings a lot of juice, and he's played in this league for a long time, and he's gotten separation for a long time. So, he's a guy that can beat one-on-one coverage. Anytime you have a few guys on the field that can beat one-on-ones, it makes it tough on the defense. He's got good lateral quickness, and he's good down the field, so he gives us a little bit of both. He's a great addition for us.